All right, let's go on a bit of a treasure hunt today. We're looking for incredibly valuable insights buried in text. And our treasure map? Well, that's going to be a really cool tool called Amazon Comprehend.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. Every single customer review, every support ticket, every social media post about your brand. What if you could read and actually understand all of them? Not in a year, but in, like, the next few minutes.
Because let's be real, right now, most of us are just drowning in this stuff. It's what we call unstructured text. It's all the messy, human stuff that doesn't fit into neat little spreadsheet columns. You know, the paragraphs in an email, the rants on Twitter, the detailed product reviews. It's a total flood, and trying to sort through it by hand is, well, it's pretty much impossible.
And that brings us to our first major hurdle. How do you even begin to make sense of this ocean of text?
And I love this way of putting it. Hidden inside all that text are the answers to some of your most important questions. What do your customers absolutely love? What drives them crazy? I mean, imagine finding out that 90% of your negative reviews all mentioned slow shipping. Bam! That's not just data. That's a direct order to go fix your logistics. It's a treasure chest for sure, but it's locked tight.
And this is where Amazon Comprehend steps onto the scene. It's a natural language processing service that's basically both the map and the key to that chest. It uses machine learning to find all the meaning that's hiding in plain sight.
So what kind of tools are we talking about here? Let's pop open this treasure hunting toolkit and look at the core ways Comprehend helps us start digging.
First up is something called entity recognition. And honestly, this thing is a game changer. It automatically scans text and just picks out all the important nouns, the who and the what. We're talking people, places, brands, you name it. So if a review says the new iPhone is amazing in San Francisco, Comprehend immediately flags iPhone as a product and San Francisco as a location. Next, we have key phrase extraction. Think of this as the ultimate summary tool. It reads a whole block of text and just pulls out the main talking points. So you can see, at a glance, what the hot topics are. Are people talking about the new user interface or the customer service? This tells you instantly. It's literally like getting the Cliff Notes for thousands of documents at once. And then, of course, there's sentiment analysis. This one is huge. It doesn't just read the words, it understands the feeling behind them. Is a customer review positive, negative, or maybe it's mixed? This lets you take the temperature of your customer base on a massive scale. And this is the kind of amazing, high-level view you get. With just one look at a dashboard like this, you can see the whole breakdown. Hey, are we looking at 55% positive feedback? That's great. Or is a wave of negative sentiment building? Right away. But, knowing the overall vibe is great, but that's really just scratching the surface. To get to the real gold, we've got to go a level deeper.
Because here's the thing. A review might get tagged as mixed, but what does that really tell you? What specific parts did the person like, and what parts drove them nuts?
Well, check this out. This is where a feature called targeted sentiment comes in. And it is so smart. In this example, the tool knows the review is about the spa, but then it does something brilliant. It links the word comfortable to the spa as a positive thing, but it also links expensive to the spa as a negative thing. Now that is some seriously useful, granular insight. Okay, so as we're unlocking all this amazing data, a really critical question comes up, right? How do we handle sensitive information and keep our customers' data safe?
Well, Comprehend has you covered. It's got this built-in feature for finding and hiding what's called personally identifiable information, or PII for short. It's trained to spot things like names, addresses, credit card numbers, all that sensitive stuff that might be buried in the text. And here's what that looks like in practice. On the left, you've got the raw text. You can see a name, an email, a credit card number. But on the right, after Comprehend does its thing, poof, all that sensitive data is replaced with these generic labels. And this is so important because it means you can analyze all the meaning in the text without ever exposing anyone's private data.
Okay, so we've got the tools to understand the text, and we know how to keep it safe. How do we actually put this all together? How do we turn that mountain of raw data into something we can actually use?
The workflow is actually way more straightforward than you might think. It really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you just gather up all your text, all those reviews, and dump them into Amazon S3. Second, you point Comprehend at that data and tell it to work its magic. And finally, you take that nice structured output and feed it into a tool to build your dashboards.
This diagram just lays it out perfectly. You see the raw, messy text going in one side,
It goes through the process, and what comes out the other end is this clean, organized data that's all ready for you to explore. It really is about turning chaos into clarity.
So after all that, what does the treasure actually look like when we finally open the chest?
It looks like this. This is the payoff. On the left, you get an instant, crystal-clear breakdown of how your customers are feeling. And on the right, you get a map of the things they're talking about the most. You've gone from a million words of unstructured chaos to a simple, beautiful dashboard that tells you exactly what you need to know. That's the treasure.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Every single day, your business is creating a ton of this text data, and that data has a story to tell. The question is, are you listening?